District constables eligible for pension starting April 1. Prime Minister welcomes five-star hotel in Ocho Rios. And
do not take out your personal frustration on your children.
Come April 1, 2016, district constables will become pensionable. Prime Minister Portia Simpson Miller gave the assurance last Wednesday as she addressed the 24th Annual General Conference of the United District Constables Association. She said Cabinet had recently given its approval.
Instructions have been given to the Chief Parliamentary Council to start work on amending the legislation to give effect to this decision.
Mrs. Simpson-Miller added that district constables were also to benefit from the government's pensioners-only administration health insurance scheme and performance increments. The Prime Minister used the conference to thank the over 2,400 district constables for their help in creating safer communities across the island.
We acknowledge with gratitude the sacrifices you have made and continue to make on behalf of the people of Jamaica. Welcome to Jamaica, which is rated by the World Bank and Forbes magazine as the best place in the Caribbean in which to do business.
That welcome was extended to Palace Resorts as it opened Moon Palace Jamaica Grand, a five-star all-inclusive hotel in Ocho Rios. The former Sunset Jamaica Grand property was remodeled at a cost of $200,000 and now offers 730 new rooms to visitors.
By your investment in this state-of-the-art resort, you are demonstrating your confidence that Jamaica will continue to be one of the premier destinations both in the Caribbean region and globally.
Mrs. Simpson-Miller also commended the hotel for employing 600 former staff of Sunset Jamaica Grand.
Our goal is to facilitate win-win investments that bring investors a good rate of return and also create good jobs for our people. My government considers the issues affecting children and youth to be very important.
And so Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller traveled to the New Testament Church in Old Harbour St. Catherine Thursday for the second in a series of community meetings on children and youth. She was joined by stakeholders from the Ministries of Youth and Culture, Justice, Education and National Security, as well as agencies and others involved in child care and protection. Mrs. Simpson-Miller fielded questions from children on a range of issues and delivered a word of advice to parents.
Love your children and let them know that you love them by telling them and showing them that you love them. Help them to build trust in you. Talk to them. Let them be confident that should anything happen to them, they can talk to mommy and daddy about it.
As she chaired the Partnership for Jamaica National Council's last meeting for 2015, Prime Minister Portia Simpson-Miller welcomed the parliamentary opposition's return to the partnership table. Last Thursday's meeting saw Senator Kamina Johnson-Smith representing the opposition as the group discussed labour market reform. Health Minister Horace Daly also presented a brief to the council. And Governance Committee member Donna Parchment Brown was congratulated on her appointment as political ombudsman. The minister responsible for information was in Western Jamaica this past week. Senator Sandria Faulkner journeyed to Queensbury in St. Elizabeth last Thursday, where she issued $1.5 million in seeds, fertilizers and tanks to farmers affected by recent drought.
This was my way of giving back to the community that I grew up in. I made representation to the Chinese embassy in Jamaica, and they were gracious enough to assist me in purchasing the tanks, the black tanks, as well as carrot seeds, onion seeds and fertilizer for the farmers who have had a very tough year.
Back in Kingston, the Bureau of Gender Affairs hosted a discussion forum as it continued its 3-month social media campaign to end gender-based violence. And that's it for Jamaica House Weekly. Join us again next time for the latest stories coming out of the Office of the Prime Minister.